Okay, so here's the image in Illustrator,
Yeah.
which I've already done. I'll just show you how it's made. It's made up of layers,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And each layer, it kind of works from the top down. Like I've done the highlights first, which you can't see. I'll show you like the background. I've done the highlights,
Yeah.
which I've basically just traced the whites on her,
Oh, okay.
all the whites.
Yeah.
Just trace them,
Yeah.
and then I've traced the lips. Then I've traced the dark browns, then the hair and all the just separate colours coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just working from the top down.
Right.
So I've got the front facial features first, and then
Yeah.
all the top bits, then the skin, and then I come down to the background
Yeah.
and the clouds and the
Right.
sea.
Right.
So that's all I'm doing. I'm just working in layers and building them up from the
Right.
top.
Yeah.
So if we went from scratch, let's bring in the original beach girl image
Yeah.
from here into Illustrator, and I'm just going to drag it onto there so it makes a new
Yeah.
layer. And here, yeah, it's looking good. I might want to just size it up a little bit. So I'm just going to grab the edges, pull it up
Yeah.
like that. So understand, like the points just allow you to drag the size of it around.
Yes. Yeah. I was doing that this morning. I was fiddling.
Yeah, cool. So you've been fiddling a bit with Illustrator, or?
No,
No.
this morning. Oh, I have. I've been trying, but I'm just hopeless.
Yeah, no worries. This is going to be easy. I'll show you. So we've got that layer in there. That's the
Yeah.
background layer. We're going to use that to trace. So what I'm going to do is I've got the layers palette over here. I'm going to lock that so that we can't
You
move
lock
it around
the bottom.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't accidentally move it around.
Yeah.
And I'm going to create a new layer on top of that.
Right.
So just for your reference, when you install Illustrator on your computer,
Yeah.
if you can't find the layers bit, which is called layer,
Yeah.
layers, pretty much everything, if it's hidden or if it's somewhere you don't know where it is, you head up to window and you just look for it here.
Yes.
So we've got
Yeah.
layers here.
Yeah.
So that's everything, appearance,
Yeah.
stroke, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I could start tracing this in right now, but I want to give you a little grounding in the pen tool, which is what I use to trace stuff.
Yeah.
So this, once you get the hang of this little fella, it'll make things really fun and easy, you know. Except
You're
I wanna give
using
you a
the
go.
pen tool now, are you?
I'm using the pen, yeah. But that was just a quick demonstration. I want to give you a little practical
Yeah.
go at it. So I'm going to bring in this little image so that we can trace that. It's going to give you a bit of practice on using the pen tool. Because the pen tool, basically, that's all I used. Pretty much all of this
All the time.
is the pen tool. Yep.
Yeah. But if you wanted to start from do your own picture, you use the pen tool.
You'd use the pen tool, definitely. Because
Right.
it gives you that awesome geometric kind of smooth thing. Because you
Yeah,
can get
because-
both straight and smooth lines out of the pen
Because
tool.
in PaintShop Pro, the little edges are always jagged.
Pixelated, yeah.
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 PaintShop Pro is like Photoshop in that it doesn't give you sharp edges.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
good choice, because this is an awesome program to do that sort of thing. So I've just got
Okay.
that in there. I'm just going to take down the opacity of that, which makes it a bit more transparent,
Yeah.
so that I can see what I'm doing when I'm tracing over it. And again, I'm going to go to layers, I'm going to lock that and make a new layer on top of that. I'm going to show you how the pen tool works.
So when you say you're tracing it, you mean you're tracing over it with the pen tool?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And this same principle can go for anything, like images from Poser, images from the net, anything like that. And if you didn't want to trace it, you'd still be using the pen tool. You could have an image there as a reference and then just draw from kind of the feel with the pen tool. But right now, we've got to get used to the pen tool because it's going to pretty much do 80% of the job for us. So over here we've got all our tools, and I can tell you right now about 80% of them you'll never ever use.
Right. Yeah.
I'll go through them in a sec, but we'll have a look at the pen tool right now. We've got the colour choices down here,
Yes.
and every shape has a stroke and a fill.
Yeah.
So by that, I'll show you. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to choose a fill colour by double clicking on that.
Yeah.
Maybe a red. I'm going to choose a stroke colour, maybe a black.
Yeah.
I'm going to just draw a simple shape. And the fill is red and the stroke is black.
Yeah.
So the stroke is all the
Yeah.
outline around a shape. And you can make the stroke thicker. Like that. Using little
How
stroke.
did you do that? How did you make it thicker?
On the toolbar at the top there.
Oh,
There's a
the
toolbar
top.
at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Just a stroke bit there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just an example just to show you how shapes work in Illustrator. It's
Yeah.
all like this. There's a fill and a stroke,
Right.
and you can make the stroke thicker.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how the pen tool works as well, because that's going to make a fill and a stroke.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now I think, does Corel Draw have a pen tool like that?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same principle.
Yeah.
Lo-
I've got a.
Very similar format.
What do you call it? Pen and
You got a graphics pad, like a.
tablet.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got one of those thingamajigs.
Yeah, yeah. I do too. The funny thing is I almost never use it.
Don't you?
Yeah, because it's quite jaunty with the pen tool. Like it's nice with the mouse because you get a lot of precision.
Oh no, better
Okay.
than mouse.
Yeah, fair
it's
enough.
funny, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Mm.
I just can't get used to using the tablet with the pen tool. Like
Yeah.
the tablet's really good with like using the pencil, like with freeform like this.
Yeah.
Like you just grab the pencil, and we could try and trace this with the pencil, but it's going to look awful.
Yeah.
Which is why I
Okay.
always use the pen tool.
Yeah.
Pen tool
yeah.
is
Can't get a
precision.
nice straight line.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So we know that the pen tool can create. I'm just going to get rid of the fill color so we can just draw a stroke, little lines around the place.
Yeah.
We know that the pen tool can make a straight line,
Yeah.
but it can also make curves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hold click and drag my mouse, and it's going to make a curve for me.
Excellent.
And I
Okay.
can just continue up there with a straight line, just a
Yeah.
single click.
Okay.
And then what I do is I start from where the curve starts and I end where the
Yeah.
curve ends.
Yes.
And I'm going to hold click and drag the mouse.
And it makes a curve. Wow.
I'll give you a go at that in a sec, but I'll just show you one thing.
Wow, that's great.
If I tried to draw a straight line up there,
Yeah. Yeah.
well, the curve would continue
Oh,
over
okay.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Come
there's a line sort of
Yeah.
happening like that.
Mm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that once, that one point.
Yeah.
See, we've got points creating this line
Yeah.
for us. You click on that once, and that's going to end it
Oh, okay.
at the end.
Right. Yeah.
And now I can just go.
Okay, that'll join to
Okay.
that next last
That is
point.
excellent.
Mhm.
So I'll give you a go at that.
I love that.
Here's the pen tool for you.
Yes.
Start from, say, that point down there.
Okay, I've got to find it. Where there is? Oh, there it is.
Yep.
So one click there,
Yep, one click there.
one click there.
Make it
One
one
click
click over
there.
there. Yep, you can always perfect it with using the
Oh, the up down keys. Yeah.
the little
Okay.
Oh, those.
up and down and left and
okay.
right sort of
Keys,
thing. And you can do your
And
next
one
point.
click up there.
Yep.
And then I'm going to drag it over around the corner.
Ooh, hang on one second, dude.
Am I?
No. Just let go of the click. Give it another click on that point at the end there of that. I think we might have
that.
lost the. Yep. Just make sure. Yep. When it goes red, we'll click it.
I can't see the red, that's why.
Oh, okay. Just try and click on the end of that
On
black.
the end of
Yep.
that
There.
black.
Go. That's good. That's perfect.
Click.
Yep.
And then go up,
And
there,
go up there.
and click,
Click. Just once.
click.
Yep. And now we've got the start of the curve there. Now let's just click up to where the curve ends.
Do I drag it or?
Not yet. We'll go to
Not
where
yet.
the curve ends.
Okay, around there.
It's like it's up the top there, so
You
the
do.
curve's going to
There.
end around about up there,
There.
Keep going.
Keep
going upwards a
going.
little bit
Up.
to where the
There.
curve absolutely peters out to the
Mm.
straight line.
So you don't have to physically drag it. You just
That's pretty good.
Oh,
That's good.
there.
yeah.
And now you can hold click and drag the mouse,
Hold click.
and drag the mouse Let's go upwards.
Upwards.
Straight up, follow that line up.
And so you see where that red curve is. That's going to be your line. So you want to just bring that mouse down a little bit. Keep it held down. Held down. Sorry. And we'll just match up that line, that curve line, with where that curve's going to happen.
I see where I went wrong.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
I?
good.
So I'd say bring the mouse up to about there.
About halfway up, sweetie.
Huh?
About halfway up. Whoops.
We can always undo that, and I'm just going to go
My
Control Z.
problem is seeing.
Yeah.
Why don't I move my chair in?
I'll bring this closer.
Okay. So there's a red thing. See, I didn't see that red thing before.
So now all we need to do
click on
is
there.
yeah, just click once on there, just to make sure that that's where you're going to continue from.
Yeah.
Just one click.
Yeah.
Let go.
And now.
And now we'll put a point in where that curve ends, where it starts to get straight. That's perfect.
That there.
Yep.
But it didn't go like a curve.
Yeah, to make a curve, you'll have to hold click.
Oh, okay.
So give it another go.
Start from here and hold click.
Yep, up to where the curve ends.
About there.
Sure. And then just drag it upwards, and you'll
And
see.
you drag it up to the top.
Not all the way up to the top. Just drag a little bit upwards, and we'll see that red line there is the line we're going to create.
Uh-huh.
So that's the curve. Let's just match it. That looks perfect.
Will that go?
That looks perfect. Yep, let go. Perfect.
Uh-huh.
And now you can take a straight line. You can just do a single click straight
Up
line
there.
up to where the curve starts.
There.
Looks good. So single click, straight line,
Yeah.
hold click makes a
Okay.
curve.
And then around here, how do I get this
That looks
curve?
good. That looks perfect. Yep. So hold click,
Hold click.
and then let's say bring it to the left a little bit.
To the left.
Yep.
Up. Up.
Mouse to the left a little bit.
Just across the left, yeah.
Across the left, so we can get that curve sort of coming in
I've
there.
stuffed it.
No, you're good. Keep it going to the left a little bit. You'll see that the curve,
Yeah, there.
yep, just to the left a little bit more, so we can get that curve a bit more heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to get more sloped as we
Off.
move away from it.
Off your image, right off. Go right across to the left.
Right across.
About an inch out. Go an inch to your left.
Just enough to see that curve.
Yeah,
that looks pretty
That's
good.
good.
Yep.
That's it.
Cool. And now we can single
Ah.
click that
Yeah.
so that we can end that point.
Single click.
Looks good. Now we can just go ahead and draw some straight lines up and around that.
Up there
Yep.
and
Yep.
one click.
Yep, one click for a straight line.
That's it.
And again over there, over
At the
the other
corner.
end. Looking pretty good.
One click.
And another click down there.
I don't think I'm looking too good, but still.
No, it's perfect. You can fix anything up afterwards.
Oh, can you?
Yep. And
And down here.
down here looks really good.
So do I click it?
Hold click for a curve. You're going to
Start.
hold click and you're going to drag.
No.
That looks perfect. That's fine. That's fine.
There.
Yep.
Hold click.
Drag over to the right and just play with how the curve
Drag
moves.
it to the right.
Yep. Drag the mouse to the right and just play around.
Oh,
And
I
see how the curve-
Yeah.
See if you can match it up. So maybe to the right and up a little bit.
Yeah, I see what you just done. And up.
Yeah, right and up a little bit, and we can get
Yeah,
a
I
heavier
can see it.
curve
Look at
happening there.
that.
Yep, that's coming along.
But it's a bit odd. It's a bit
Well, if you
squishy.
draw closer to your point, the
Yeah.
curve will be less heavy. So, and
Come down.
Up.
Up.
That's it. Up to that other line. Up to the top of that line. That's it.
yep, so that's pretty good. And if we draw it in a little bit more close to
Drag.
the point,
Just slide it back to the. Yeah, just follow that line backwards. Retreat down that line a bit. That's
Yep.
it. A bit further. See that's changing
that
shape.
looks good.
It's changing shape in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
looks
see.
good. That's good. We can work with that.
That's getting good better.
That looks good.
Let go.
Yep, let go. And then we can just do a straight line up to the top where that curve starts again.
So just click it.
Just click it once for for a straight line.
Oops, I was out.
No worries at all. You
You're
can
doing good.
because it's really hard to get it right the first time. I'll tell you that much. And then where the curve ends is where we're going to put our next hold click,
Hold click.
and then I'd say drag downwards, and just play around with how the curve builds itself from there.
Can you see
So
that?
downwards a little
yeah,
bit
I
more.
can see it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more, and it's almost there.
That looks good.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
This is not really curved up there, but then down here is one click.
Down here's one click.
I'll just see what one click. Yep. And then across there is one click.
Might as well be. Yep. You can make that straight. One click for straight.
One click down here.
Yep.
One click across here.
Mhm.
One click up there.
Yep.
It wasn't very straight, but never mind. Over here, one click,
Can do.
or we can make it a curve.
Anything you like.
Okay, let me try a curve. Hold it down.
Well, when you're making a curve, you want to
Yeah.
put a point in where the curve ends.
Oh, I see.
So I'll just undo that for you.
Yeah,
And then
thank
you can place your point where the curve ends.
Okay, so
That looks pretty good.
oops.
And it's a hold click.
So now it's hold click.
Just get your point, place a point where the curve ends,
Yeah.
and hold click to make a curve. And we're going to drag it upwards
Oh, I see.
so that we can deepen the curve down to
I see.
there. And that looks good. Looks
Let
good to me.
Let it go.
That looks good.
Yeah.
And there we go. Up to the
Yeah.
top. Alright. And then you could, I'd say the curve ends around there and goes a little bit straighter over there. So we're going to place a point where the curve ends again.
Over here.
And then you kind of drag the opposite way away from the curve to make it deepen away from the curve. So let's drag our mouse away from the curve, like down and to the left.
Over here. Not gonna work.
Possibly to the left and up.
To
That looks
there.
pretty good. That looks good. Actually, that looks
Yeah,
really good.
actually it's worked.
That
Yeah.
looks good. That looks good.
Let it go.
There we go. And that's actually going to continue its curve around to probably where we want it. So we could probably just click there once.
Oh, bit far in, but doesn't matter, does it?
Doesn't matter because we're just laying down a line and we can fix it up anytime we want.
And then now we're going to do another curve.
Looks good. Looks perfect.
So do a
Hold click for curve.
hold click.
Yep.
There.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
just drag it away from the curve. So to the right, I'd say.
to the right.
To the right.
There.
Yeah, deepen it a little bit so that it's a bit more of a curve and maybe upwards. Yeah, there you go. It's kind of like carving into stone, sort of. That looks perfect.
That's good.
And yes,
And then I'll just down here and click once.
try that.
Although I think
Although you'll have to close that again just by clicking it once.
click this once
Yep.
up here.
Just go down a bit and just make sure you've got the cursor on the red square. It's right in there. That looks good.
Did-
Perfect. Oh,
Oops, too far out.
because the cursor changes slightly when you've got it over the red square.
Okay.
You'll see there. Oh, just to the left. That looks good. That's it.
Click.
And
then
click.
click once.
Yep, and click once, and that'll. Yep,
The problem is seeing.
that closes the shape. That's perfect.
Didn't do anything.
That's it.
Do it is.
There we go, and then we can just move it around with the arrows. Alright. Well, we've got our basic line down, and
Yeah.
if we wanted to make fixes,
Yeah.
we could head up to the white arrow. Now, there's two arrows up here. There's a black arrow.
Yeah.
That's just for moving stuff around.
That's
Okay.
the one I was using. Yeah.
And this white arrow
Yeah.
allows us, if you just click on that to select it,
That one there.
to the right of the black arrow.
To the right of it. Over
That's it.
there.
That white arrow allows us to select.
Change.
Yep, just click anywhere to get out of that bit. Yeah, it allows us to select the actual points themselves
Okay.
individually.
So I could click on that one. Is that what you mean?
Each of the white little squares is a point, yeah, so you'd click on a little point. You'd get your mouse over a particular corner, or there we go, there's a corner.
Did you see a corner, did you?
Yeah, just see how that'll
There.
change. Yep, that's if you click that, you'll have selected
Yeah.
that point. And now that that's selected,
Yes.
you could actually move it around, even by drag clicking or using the arrow tools, the arrow keys on the keyboard. See how that's moving that point around?
There you go.
Yeah. And I'm just hitting Control
Okay,
Control
so-
Z to undo that.
So the white one undoes it and yep, good on you.
Or Control Z undoes
Control
any
Z.
mistakes.
Oh, Ken's doing it for me good. This is what I brought my secretary with me.
And so yeah, we could use this white arrow tool to select
Yeah.
maybe that point
Yes.
up there. See where that curve starts. There's a little white square. It is kind of hard to see. I'll zoom in for you actually.
Oh,
There we
yeah,
go.
'cause that's
There.
better because I don't see very well. There's one there.
Yes. And we could
Click on
yep,
it.
click on it once. And then you could use the arrow keys to sort of bring it down. See how it's moving?
See how it's moving?
Yeah.
I don't see it moving.
Well, if I go left and right, it is moving.
Oh, I see.
There you
I'm
go.
just moving it up.
You're
See,
like me, you're looking in the wrong
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
I was looking in the wrong spot.
I'm, thinking,
I'm just moving it down so that
I
the
thought,
curve.
what's he talking about?
It doesn't look like anything. So I'm moving it down so that curve is a bit shallower over there.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah,
pretty good.
because it was a bit. Yeah.
It was a bit deep.
Yeah,
We could click on that point all the way up there.
yeah, that one there.
That one there. Yep.
Yeah. Click it.
Just to the right a little bit, so that you can see a big rectangle will kind of pop up when you've moused over it perfectly.
So hang on.
Just to the right a little bit.
It's the right little bit.
Oh.
Too far.
Just like that.
Let go.
Okay. I'm going to Control Z that to undo it. And just
Control
get
Z.
your mouse right over that white rectangle. It is kind of.
That one up there.
When you get it perfectly just down a little bit, you'll see the mouse change. Let me just change the view. I'll zoom in a little bit more. I'm just going to scroll that around. And I'm going to zoom in. I've used Control Plus to zoom in, which is a little quick way to do it.
Because you're dealing with someone who doesn't see very well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, I should zoom in for this. And now, see, there's a point there.
Yeah.
See when you've got your mouse over it, the rectangle goes like larger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you click that, go ahead.
Okay, where are we? Where's my
Cursor's
mouse?
up over here.
Huh?
Cursor's over here. Up there.
Oh, up there.
Yep.
Okay.
That looks good.
There, click.
Yep, click there. And then you could move that around with the arrow tools. So you could probably move that down a bit. So that it matches the
Hey, that's
curve a little
great.
bit. Yeah,
That's good. That's better.
sure. So there you go. That's how you lay down a
Yeah.
couple of lines,
Yeah.
and you've got a shape here now,
Yes.
and that's how you fix it up using the arrow tool.
Right.
So you just click a point, and you can use your arrows to move it, or you can even just hold click to drag it around. So that'll
Okay.
really come in handy when we start doing
Doing
the
faces.
faces and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's great.
So you've done that pretty well. That's we've got a stroke happening right now, and I could go ahead and fill in the shape with a fill colour, and that's. I just double clicked on the fill. See, we've got here again the fill and the stroke.
Yeah. So your fill is the one with the red line, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the red line means there's no no fill.
Oh, okay. So you're going to put something in.
I'm going to put something in. I'll just put no green.
Whatever. Yeah.
There we go.
And then you're going to put. Oh, it just does it automatically.
And I could take down the stroke a little bit if I wanted to, or I could even get rid of it by making sure that the stroke is selected
Okay.
and just going nope.
Okay.
Wow.
Gets you back to where you were. Without a border.
Oh, I like this.
So that's cool because most of the time we're
Yeah.
not going to be using borders
No.
No.
unless you're doing really cartoony characters, you
Yeah.
know. But like over here, we've got lots of shapes that don't have borders, like the
Yeah.
white and stuff like that,
Yeah.
just sit on top of each other.
It's great.
Okay, there's your pen tool.
Yeah, that's great.
Moving along with the tools here, I'll just show you there's about 4 or 5 you'll ever use.
Yeah.
The rest we can just forget about. You've got this one that allows you to move stuff around.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
That's all it does. The black arrow tool.
Yeah.
You know, your white arrow tool selects parts of the shape and allows you to move around parts of the shape, just as you did when you fixed up the end.
Yeah.
These two, forget about it. Just ways
Okay.
of selecting stuff, but
Okay.
never use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
Lots of guff in this program, but you've got your pen tool, and we use that to make the
Yeah.
N. Makes shapes, both curves and straight lines.
Yeah.
You've got your type tool, which allows you to put in words.
Yes. Yeah.
So I can just click once, hello,
Yeah.
and then change the size of the type up here,
Yeah.
up in the toolbar. You'll find most of your options to modify stuff is up in here, up this top,
Right. Up
top
top.
area.
Yeah.
The toolbar.
So I could go size up, I could say italic,
Yeah.
and I could change my font there if I wanted
Change your
to.
font. Yeah.
I've also got the opacity option up here as well, which allows
Right.
you to muck with the transparency of it. See how it's kind of transparent now.
Yeah.
Which can sometimes come in handy for details that you don't want to see too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was darker, and I just chucked down the opacity on it so that it blended into the scarf a little bit more. So opacity is, opaque and
Yeah.
transparent, Okay, so we've got that. We've got the pen tool, we've got the type tool, we've got a simple line making tool, which is really nothing more than something that just draws lines.
Okay.
You'll just be using the pen tool for doing that.
Lines.
Yeah. Any kind of line, diagonal, straight, whatever.
Oh,
You'll just be
okay.
using the pen tool to do that anyway,
Yeah.
because it does exactly the same thing,
Yeah.
But it's there.
Yeah.
And we also have some shape options here. If you want to make some simple shapes, you've got a rectangle.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
if you hold click on that, you've got some more options.
All the other options come down.
It's quite hard to
Okay.
see, but the tools that have a little white arrow down
Arrow.
in the bottom
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
means that you can hold click and get some more
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
So you've got a rounded rectangle tool, you've got a circle,
Yeah. It's like Photoshop.
exactly like
Mm.
Photoshop. But all these shapes are a lot sharper.
Yeah.
And you can just give them fills if you like, because every
How did
single
you
thing.
do the fill?
I clicked on a shape,
Yeah.
so I could click on this, for example.
Yeah.
And I'm using that black arrow to select things and move them around.
Yeah.
So I'm making sure that's selected, and I'm
Yeah.
double clicking on this, the fill,
Yeah.
the fill and the stroke. I'm double clicking on the fill,
Yeah.
and I'm just going to choose
Choosing colour.
a colour. I might like a bluish
Yeah.
thing.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay. It's easy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we've got our shapes there again. Paintbrush tool, nah. This isn't Photoshop. Paintbrush tool is almost useless,
Oh, okay.
funnily enough.
Mm.
Pencil tool, because let me ground you in the difference between this and Photoshop.
Mm.
The difference between this and Photoshop is that with Photoshop, it creates images that look good at that size, but when you zoom in, you get all sorts of pixels,
Yes. Yeah.
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 and that's really annoying if you want to put it on a
Yeah.
poster or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's really
Yeah.
bloody annoying.
Yeah.
But Illustrator, actually, the shapes you make in Illustrator, no matter how much you zoom in, it'll be as sharp as a
You
tack.
don't get those.
Yeah, so you can make a
zags.
billboard with
Yeah.
something that you make
And that's
in
what,
Illustrator.
you know, trying to fix an image, and I'll have to get in there and fix it, and then get all those pixels, and you just
Yeah.
Forget it.
yeah, forget it, exactly.
Yeah.
Remake it, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, this is why people make logos and things in
Yeah.
Illustrator,
Yeah.
because it can size up to anything.
Yeah.
And the way Illustrator does that is that there's some kind of maths that makes this. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just
Okay.
like maths.
Yeah,
This
Yeah.
isn't really an image. This is maths just making
Okay,
something
some kind
that
of-
looks like a shape.
some kind of
Uh-huh.
algorithm.
Yeah, that's what a vector is. It's
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
it's a coordinate,
Yeah, yeah.
and a whole bunch of maths making the curves and stuff like that. But that's it. Photoshop makes stuff that it's a bit pixelated when you zoom in, and Illustrator, no matter how much you zoom in, looks perfect.
Excellent, yeah.
On the other hand, Photoshop, because you can mess with each pixel in Photoshop, it gives you a lot more control over manipulating images that already exist,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
moving eyes around and changing colour on the face
Yeah.
and stuff like that. You can't really do that in Illustrator because this is just drawing really sharp shapes,
okay.
and you can't get really nice blurs and
Oh, okay.
fog and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of graded, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
you could do your own. You could instead of you can do your own. Yeah, if you know what I mean.
you could use them both. You could make a really sharp character in Illustrator,
Yeah.
bring it over to Photoshop, and put some effects over it.
Okay,
If you
yeah.
wanted
Of course,
to,
soften it
yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
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 So the moral of the story is everything's really sharp in Illustrator, but you're not going to get fog and
No.
really light,
Yeah.
switchy stuff
Yeah.
and graded colours and stuff like that. Moving along, we've got our pencil tool, which allows us to make just freehand. I'm just holding click.
Yeah, you're just drawing.
I'm just drawing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gives us a loosey-goosey feel, and it's not really
Yeah.
very nice for illustrating, unless you're just making stuff like clouds up there,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
You know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
and
yeah.
you're just going,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay.
But definitely not for making all the sharp, nice features on the
Yeah.
face and stuff like that. But it's a quick way of doing some shapes. So again, moving
So
on.
pen tool.
Pen tool.
Yeah.
Type
Open
tool.
up your
Top tool.
So you open up your piece of paper and get your pen tool, and then you get started with your drawing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And as for the rest of this, forget it.
Okay.
Pretty much almost forget it.
Yeah.
Like everything in this little area here you'll be using.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might dip into the rest of it if you
Yeah, it's a bit
do
like
some heavy design
yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
It's a bit like paint shop. You only use a handful of tools, really.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
That's right.
You only use a
Yeah.
handful. The rest of it you get rid of.
So again, like stressing the fact that we're only going to be using maybe 3 or 4 tools today
Yeah.
to make a really nice image.
Yeah.
And that's all the tools that we're going to be using. So again, how I've done that, I'll do that again, bringing this original image into Illustrator.
Yes.
So we've got our image that we want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
work from. It's just on my desktop. I'm going to
Just drag it
I'm
in.
just
Drag it
drag
in.
it in. I'm just
And-
drag it straight into this top bar here because that's where
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
you can
Okay.
flick between your
Okay.
projects.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes a new project.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Top up. Yeah.
Alternatively, if you can't for some reason drag your image into Illustrator, you can always just go open
Okay.
and file.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I drag everything though.
dragging
I
is
drag
it's
everything
good.
into
Yeah.
Paint Shop Pro.
Yeah,
So.
great.
And
Then you're like me.
Ken says, "How do you do that?"
It's so much easier. Yeah,
Okay, so you've dragged it in.
I've
Yeah.
dragged it in, and there's our image.
Yeah.
We could start drawing on that, but it might get a bit annoying. I might accidentally move it around, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go over to layers,
Yes.
and I'm going to lock that layer, so we can't
Layers lock.
move it around.
Right. Yep. And the next layer.
Yeah, the next layer. Let's make a new layer. Just create a new layer down here. Looks like a little new page type of thing.
Yeah.
Now we've created a new layer. And I'm going to go ahead and start making the highlights. So I'm going to work from the top down. I like to work from the whites.
Highlights first.
Highlights first. Yeah.
There's an artist who does that, remember?
It'd be a bit hard on a canvas, but it works pretty
Yeah,
well.
some are quite,
Yeah.
quite amazing. Well, they can see the image in their head first, and they just the
Yeah.
pencil's going, they're not touching the paper, and then suddenly away they go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, it's always nice to trace from an image because it makes it almost fail-safe, really. So yeah, I've got the pen tool again, and I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going to trace out that.
So you're going to trace around that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because to make a curve, remember how we have to hold click to make a curve?
Yeah. Hold click, yeah.
And I'm just dragging it down and away from the curve
Yeah.
so that I can sculpt it.
Yeah.
I should zoom in actually. Zoom in.
Start there, yeah.
Start at the start of the curve,
Yeah.
end at the end of the curve,
Yeah.
and drag away from the curve just to sculpt that line there that we're going to see it's going to curve around.
Yeah.
I'm going to let go of that. Looks
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And it's going to click that to end the curve so that we can go straight back
Yeah,
over
click
here.
it, end it, yeah. And then you come down here, or you going up there?
Well, I'm just going to finish that off.
Oh yeah, that's because there's your next lot. This
There's
is
my
your
next lot.
one that
Yeah,
you're gonna
exactly. Yeah,
concentrate on, isn't it?
Exactly. So you could give a go at that.
Oh, I can go to that. Okay, so next, where's this?
There's your mouse
Yes.
over there.
I can never see the bloody mouse. Excuse the French. Never see it at home either.
There
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
Okay, start. We're doing the
To highlight the
highlights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
piece later.
So
on the
start there,
Start there. And then to the end of it, we go all the way to the bottom even.
down there.
Yep.
About there, hold it,
Yep, hold it.
and then
And then we just
Take
we'll
it
move
out.
left away from the curve a little bit. And that looks pretty good. There you go.
let it go.
And then we'll just cut it off at the edge by clicking that point again. See that red point? Yep, good. See where it to the left a little bit, but the cursor will change and tell you just to left,
To the left, there.
down a bit, down a little bit. There it is. Click
Got
once,
it?
and that's going to cut off that curve there. And then we could even close the shape by hold clicking on that one up the top. That rectangle all the way up there, to the
There,
right, to the right.
to the right.
You can see where it ends at pretty much where that white shape ends,
There.
to the right. Just that rectangle there. If you can't see it, I'll just bring
No,
this in.
I can't see.
Oops, sorry.
Okay.
Just move to the right a little bit, and you can see it's hidden just all the way up there.
Hidden up there.
Right. Red, white rectangle just to the right.
A red, white.
Pretty much exactly where this white shape ends.
Oh, okay.
Just right and down a little bit. Just bring the mouse right into, just right down to that bit, you know. You can see just to the right. We'll just move it, keep it held. We'll just move it down a little bit, down to there, and once we've moused over it.
Up there?
Yep.
Is
Yeah,
that
sure.
right?
Yeah, fine. And that closes the shape.
Okay. Close
You going alright?
Oh, I'm bloody hopeless.
No, you're right.
No, it's looking good.
You're doing alright, alright?
I think I'll be coming forever to lessons to you.
No, I don't think so. Because this is pretty much, once you get the hang of this pen tool, you can do pretty much anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So all you need to do is just keep doing it,
yeah.
and you'll really get the hang of it.
All right. So, do we need to do any more?
Well, let's have a look. around the place. I'm going to go Control minus to zoom out. And we can use the scrolly bits
What's
to
a
scroll around.
what's a scrolly bits?
You see how, like, there's an up and down sort of thing?
Yeah, those bits.
Yeah, so we could scroll up using the up arrow at the top.
Oh, it's gone.
There you go, there's your little rectangle there. You can hold click that and just move it up. Back up to where the image is. Up. Yep,
Yeah.
looking good.